had this for a little bit, about 2 weeks. Haven't opened it up yet. Haven't had time really getting the Toyota finished and out of here and everything. We're leaving in about an hour to catch a flight down to Oklahoma, going to the truck gathering, hopefully bumping into Puddin's Fab Shop with a bunch of other vendors that are out there and stuff too, getting some real good footage. Before I left today though, I did want to open this up and at least kind of see what was all there. Some of you have seen these. This is going to be the new MIG welder that I will be essentially learning to weld better. I've welded plenty of times before. By no means an expert. I would barely consider myself good at it. We have stuff that we need to get put together, like motor mounts, floor panels to replace, cab corners and patch panels. So this is gonna be a big part of the channel. The Yes welder specifically is something I've been excited about. It's a very, very affordable welder. If all goes well with this, I'd like to get a plasma cutter from them. But for now, this welder, it's made to run on 110, 220. I think this ran me $280. At the very least, it's a good content, but there is really good reviews on it. Assuming by the brand name, it's probably from China. So yeah, we'll open it up, take a look at it, and you'll see this popping up a little bit more later on in the channel. I just kind of need to get everything together. I've got a welding cart just off camera that I need to build too. Argon tanks coming Thursday, and I've got little stuff, gloves, I've got a regulator. I just got to figure out everything else I need for it, just because I mainly don't know what's in this box. But yeah, hopefully we'll be putting this to use a lot. Hopefully you guys can see that even if you don't know a whole lot about it, or maybe haven't done it before, don't have, you know, $2-3 grand to spend on a welder, or a grand to risk on a used one that may or may not even be worth it, you can hop on Amazon and grab a Yes welder. I got a few buddies that have actually been pretty interested in buying one of these. I kind of just bit the bullet and did it. Not much of a risk, honestly, with the price. If it's not what we need, I'm sure I can sell it and get almost all my money back on it. But either way, let's open it up and see what it comes with. I'm not even really going to get too much into the little stuff right now. I want to see kind of everything we've got. Worry about the rest of that later. Looks like our 110-220 adapter. What's it? Maybe our gas line. Wire brush. Got the actual MIG attachment. Oh, this came with. Yeah, it's actually, well, so this is a MIG weld. That's why I bought it as a MIG welder. It comes with stuff to also do TIG welding. We'll see later on. I don't think I'm going to use any of that. I won't need any of that right off the bat. I simply just need to be in ownership of a MIG welder to do some basic steel work. Nothing crazy yet. We'll see. All right, so I've got to kind of dig more into this. I just want to see in general what's with it. So, this is out of the box the Yes welder. Advertised as a MIG, TIG, and stick welder. We'll see. Like I said, I'm just kind of looking at it for the MIG aspect. Let's see, open this up. So the side, more accessories in here. Ground clamp. Looks like this may be the clamp for stick welding, arc welding, if you will. Sorry, just reading the warning label. Thought maybe we'd have some funny English or something on there, but
It comes from China.
Racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
just telling you not to put the bag over your head. Do not use the bag in cribs, beds, carriages, or playpens. I don't know, we gotta worry about that. But thank you for warning us, China.
China.
So, as you can see right off the bat, a few things I'm gonna need. Gas regulator, have that sitting right over here. Got a set of gloves. Do you have a welding helmet? I haven't used it for a while. I'm sure the auto dimming probably needs batteries and stuff. I'm hoping the shield itself isn't too scratched up to where I can't see through it. Worst case, I'll get another one. Aesthetically, pretty cool looking little welder. Kind of surprised being that it's presumably from China that they didn't try to make it bright red like a Lincoln or blue like a Miller. They kind of went with their own thing and gave it a seafoam green color, which I'm cool with. That honestly looks better anyways. Not that it matters, but it looks cool sitting in the garage. But you will see a very transparent set of videos of me not knowing what I'm doing, trying to weld stuff. Not going to be touching stuff like motor mounts until we're good. Not going to be doing big structural stuff with this one, at least. I don't have 220 out here yet. That's why the 110 is a big thing for me. Used to run a flux core. I didn't like it a whole lot. I know people have different feelings whether they're good or not. They're good, they're fine. Nothing ever looks pretty with a flux core. Not to mention, it was hard for me to know how good of a weld I was really creating. Even with my lack of knowledge, the only kind of welding I have done is MIG. I can tell if I'm doing something right or wrong. It just may take a little bit to fix what I'm doing right or wrong, or figure out how I'm doing it right or wrong. But that's what this is for. It's gonna be learning. Got our regulator here. Got our welding gloves. I'm actually really bad about this. I have not owned a pair of welding gloves, even though I had the flux core. I would just do very shitty welds very quickly, or I would be using like shop gloves that eventually burn through. So these will be nice to have. Alright, so this stuff is actually for the 300. I don't know if this box was or not. We'll have a little footage of this later on. Got some sway bar end links, rear shocks, front loaded struts. I'm getting some noise on the front end of the 300. It's at about, what did I just hit? Either 103 or 113,000. Not a lot of miles, but I mean, I'm sure there's the factory struts on there. Not ready to really lower it yet. I drive it too much for work. I just wanted to kind of just feel factory, not give me any issues. I don't want to lower it and then not be able to drive it where I've got to go in the winter. I should say not make it more difficult to drive where I'm taking it in the winter. So, also, a lot of my customers are just in very raw industrial parks. A lot of potholes and rough parking lots, and I'll save the lowering stuff for the trucks. So that's going to be later on. Got a car show to go to here. I say that like I'm going down the street to one, but once again, I've got a plane to catch to go a few states away to a car show. And after that, we'll get back to some of the stuff around here. The footage is kind of going to jump around a little bit. I was pretty bad at constantly having the camera going. We don't take vacations much, so I was more caught up in the moment of just seeing everything rather than watching it through my phone, which obviously is the point of a vacation. So there's not a whole lot of explaining going on during the video, which is kind of what I wanted to do here. So it started off Friday. We drove to the airport, or I should say drove to my office, parked there, got a cab to the airport, and left Chicago O'Hare. Flew out to Oklahoma, got a hotel for the night, and next morning, wake up, kind of get ready, and go to the truck gathering in Norman, Oklahoma. Got to see a bunch of cool stuff. Not going to ruin it. You're about to see that footage in a bit anyways. Where our trip changed was, let's see, Saturday. Saturday, Ashley and I were getting ready to leave the show. Originally planned on kind of seeing what was in Oklahoma. Never been there before. Driving around and just finding some stuff to do, and then flying home Saturday. while we were walking to our car, I realized she was looking at my phone on the GPS to see how close her parents were to where we were at. Now they live over in Missouri. I have never been there yet. They just bought this property a couple, man, maybe almost a year ago, if not more. Um, they've been building this property, this house, and everything. She's been out there a few times. I've yet to be able to go with my work schedule. What I was getting at is she was looking there, and I said, "Oh, is that your parents' address? It's only like 5 hours from here, 4.5 hours from here." She said, "Yeah, I was just seeing how close we were." Fast forward about 30 minutes, I'm on the phone, seeing what it would cost me to take my rental car that I got in Oklahoma and drive it back to Chicago O'Hare. Return it Sunday, but around 9 or 10 o'clock at night instead of 10 in the morning, which was when our flight was going to land. So took a trip out there. My father-in-law Jeff had told me there was a house down the street a few miles with a 69 C10 um, for sale. He's already talked to the guy. Uh, if you clean out the gas tank, it'd run and drive and everything. It would right then, but it's been sitting for a couple of years, so we weren't gonna fire it up with whatever may or may not be in the gas tank. He had made contact with them. The truck was very much for sale. I've wanted a 69 C10 for a long time. Um, there's actually a few cars and trucks I've been trying to trace down recently, but have had no luck. A bunch of sellers playing games with meetup times, with what they want for the truck or the car, or just ghosting me after I've pretty much told them I've got the money. Let me know when to come give it to you. So, regardless, we get into Missouri, spend the night. Gorgeous house. I would have taken some more video of it, but I felt kind of weird just videotaping my in-laws' house. And once again, kind of caught up in the moment of on vacation. So, got there pretty late, hung out, had some dinner. The next morning, hung out with my in-laws, saw the area, just kind of took up as much time as we could and see everyone. We decided we didn't really feel like driving home. It was already about noon. We wanted to leave earlier, so called again, got the rental car extended to Monday, and then Monday we headed out of there. We did go to look at that C10 Sunday. I could literally touch it through the fence. Guy wouldn't answer his phone, couldn't get a hold of him, called him 4 or 5 times, left a voicemail, never heard back. Um, it is what it is. I'm kind of used to it at this point. I've been hunting stuff for a while, and like I just said, every car is falling through.
So, truck gathering was awesome. The whole trip was awesome. As I explained before rolling the footage, it was a very kind of just in the moment, let's just do what we were going to do. No plans, just whatever happens, happens type of vacation. It was only a weekend long, but with a schedule like mine, sometimes that's all you need to kind of just unwind a little bit. As you saw, got to meet all the guys from Puddin's Fab Shop. Jacob Puddin was there. Rayston or Slick 50 was there. Puddin's dad was there. Got to meet him. He's actually he had my phone and was taking pictures of my wife and I with Slick and Puddin. Bill showed up for like 30 seconds. Actually got an autograph from him. See if this shows up. So we've got Slick Fitty right there. Wild Bill. I just realized this is going to be mirror imaged unless I edit it because I'm holding it to a camera. And then Puddin down here, or sorry, Puddin up here. The bottom, Mortske actually ended up showing up. He didn't announce it or anything. Didn't even talk about it in any of his videos until actually I think like the Monday or Tuesday after the show. That was really cool. Another big YouTuber I like to watch. Big to me. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys watch him. Um, Same with Puddin. Some of you guys may have never heard of either of them. Check them out. Mortske Repair on YouTube or Puddin's Fab Shop. Great guys. Was super cool to talk to them. It wasn't just hey man, sign my hat. We talked to Puddin and Slick for about, man, 5, 10 minutes, just kind of shooting some shit, talking about stuff. And then, oh, Bill showed up out of nowhere. They were laughing pretty hard about that. He just kind of like popped out of the corner when I was talking to Slick, and so I grabbed his signature, and Bill just cracked open a fresh marker. Figured he'd finally get one of those because people started asking him for signatures. It was great. Puddin was joking about how the fact that Bill just puts his hood up and kind of hides in the crowd. No joke. Turned around from getting his signature, went to say something to Jacob, and Bill was gone. Um, but then, yeah, well, I got to go talk to Mortske for a while. Man, probably another 5 or 10 minutes. Like, they're just normal guys. It's awesome to just be able to walk up to them and talk and just it's just like somebody you just met at another car show. They don't have the whole celebrity status thing in their head. They don't think they're big to people like us, even though we are super stoked to see their videos coming out and stuff. And honestly, guys like that are why I'm finally doing this. But enough of that. I also got one of Mortski's stickers that he signed for me too. So I got to find a good spot in the garage for those. The stickers going under the toolbox lid like all my others, but I got to find somewhere to keep that hat. Um, that means more to me than a lot of people probably realize just meeting them and stuff. Let alone you know fangirling over them and being a child and getting their autograph. Cool to me. Some of you people, like I said, a lot of you guys might actually be the same way about it. But yeah, so I don't want to leave it sitting out in the garage. It's probably gonna get dirty in here with the kind of stuff we do. Um, we'll find somewhere for it though. But yeah, the car show went great. We did find out 4 or 5 days after we got back, Norman, Oklahoma got hit with another big tornado. Really hope everyone's good down there after that. So, show went good. The drive to Missouri went really good. Um, the drive to Illinois went good. I mean, overall, it's just a really, really good weekend. Wish I picked a better rental car. We had some clapped out 2022 Mustang. Nothing against the Mustangs. This one was beat to hell though. Rear suspension was rattling, and rear windows wouldn't go up all the way. They kept getting stuck on the top, so we had to manipulate those or just listen to them whistling the whole time. Not really the car to be in for what was that, about a 14-hour drive. My math's probably off, but otherwise it was all good. Um, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the footage. I apologize for not being much of one to really talk throughout videos like that. I kind of just turn the camera on and hold it and forget that I'm doing it, other than some of the obvious shots that pan out or across something. Yeah, it's all falling kind of back into place. I just needed this week off, both from this and my actual job too. Now we're getting back to it though, so I'll have some more stuff coming out for you. Thanks again for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, till next time. Thank you. 57 Bel Air, or I'm sorry, 57 Chevy 150 four door. It looks like a Bel Air, just a different trim. The seller changed the meetup day about 4 different times. 69 Chevy C10, not the one I was just talking about. One literally across the street from me. Some new neighbors have. They moved in. One of my other neighbors reached out to me and said his new neighbor was looking at selling it. Told me the price. It was right on the money with what I wanted to get. It's gorgeous blue patina. It's got the blue houndstooth interior, white camper shell. I think it's on white steelies with dog dishes. And it's got a brand new motor in it with maybe 10,000 miles. Started talking to the owner, only to find out after about 45 minutes of getting all hyped up with this, he wanted double what my other neighbor told me the guy wanted. So I let that go. Whatever. There was a 77 Silverado. I was supposed to be meeting up with the owner at the truck gathering, driving the truck home. Ran and drove. He was from Dallas. Gorgeous truck. I didn't even see the truck there. He stopped talking to me halfway through our conversation. As soon as I asked him for some more information on the truck, crickets, just nothing. The other 69 C10, which I just told you about, it was a mid 70s Lincoln Continental, not suicide door, but it was a four-door sedan, already on air ride. Once I started getting some information on it, turns out it was a car that some kid bought. He knows nothing about it, knows nothing about the air ride, never signed the title over. And I forgot the terminology he used, not open title. He said something with the title that just made me realize it's probably got the wrong information on it, or it's a lost title, or I'm gonna have to get some sort of affidavit signed by whoever he bought the car from. Regardless, it wasn't worth it. I let that go. Astrovan, I've been trying to buy for about a year. It's sitting out at a coworker of my wife's place. Well, actually, it's where she keeps her horses at. Randomly, my wife was out there with her the one day, and she sends me a picture, and in the background is this first generation um, Chevy Astro. It's got a nice two-tone, kind of like 90s mini truck looking paint job on it. Caught my eyes, realized it was on billet wheels, has a billet grill, has you can see the corner of clear tail lights around the side of it. It looks really nice actually. It's been a joke almost every other week with my wife and I. Oh, is that van for sale yet? Is it for sale yet? The girl she worked with was supposed to get us in contact with the guy who owns it. It never happened, whatever. 2 weeks ago, last week, she just told me, hey, they're ready to sell the van. I said, great. When can we go look at it? How much? Let me know. Um, Allegedly, it's only like $2,500. It runs and drives, just needs a jump start. Right there at that, for what I saw in the pictures, I'm sold on it. Then found out it's got a whole new interior put in it already. So easy enough. Let's go look at it. Didn't get a phone number. It's a chain of people. It's my wife's coworker's grandpa's farm, and this van's parked there. So the grandpa knows the owner. The girl my wife works with doesn't know the owner. She has to get the phone number from grandpa. I asked about a week ago, still nothing. Hey, can I get that phone number? Can I get the phone number? I'm bugging the hell out of my wife about this. Um, Sitting there with the money in my hands because all the other cars I've tried to buy fell through. Finally, just said forget it. Um, if it takes that long to get someone's phone number or to say, hey, yeah, you can go look at it, who knows what else is going to pop up by the time I finally see it. So it's one of those things. It shouldn't be that hard to buy a vehicle. If it is, it's not worth it for what I'm looking at. Unless it's, a bucket list car that I'm trying to check off my list, I might deal with it. But if I have to work that hard to give somebody money for a vehicle, I'll find it somewhere else. That's not how it's supposed to be for the most part. I know there's exceptions. So aside from all that rambling, not looking at picking up another car anymore. I'm over it. I've got another spot I put the money. Driveway's getting finished and extended a little bit in a couple different directions. The guys are coming here Friday. It's Sunday right now, so next Friday they're coming to start grading it and everything, getting it ready for the driveway.